Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us today. Really excited to have you. And we are in the final week of the POOLaide webinars.
I just think there's so much opportunity every day that you can be capturing all the fun that's going on in and around your pools, which in turn turns into great content that's very marketable. I love partnering with other businesses, obviously, but nonprofits as well. There's a lot of opportunity for cross promotion when you work with another business or a nonprofit. So you might think, like, what nonprofits in your community would be relevant to what you do, or how can you create an event that would be mutually beneficial to you both? You're promoting not only to your followers, but also their followers as well. So we always end up with great photos. Like, kids love it. And it's a really valuable thing for the swim schools, because typically on a photo day, the results will be hundreds of really nice images that I'll then hand over to the swim school, as long as parents sign a photo release, which historically about 90% do or more, which is great. So if they've signed a photo release, I hand those photos over to the swim school, and then they can use them for their promotional and marketing materials. We have some suggestions for if you do want to start doing more of your own photography. You don't have to get super fancy and go out and buy a $5,000 setup like I have. You can go out and get a GoPro. GoPros are very user-friendly now. They're very budget-friendly. Your phones, everybody has a phone, and they take really great photos. So use your phone. If you want to do some underwater stuff, I just upgraded to the iPhone 12 and I got a case for it. And it takes amazing underwater footage. I use it, I'll attach it to the top of my rig and take behind the scenes. And it looks just as good as the stuff I'm shooting on my camera. It takes 4K. You can search Amazon if you want to look into that, or stabilizers. A lot of these things are, around on the lower end, $20 to $30 for a waterproof case. If you are going to be taking your own photos, edit them. Like, just spend a couple minutes cropping them, increasing the brightness if you need to, maybe putting a filter on it. It's just going to put a little more effort into making it look really nice if you're going to go ahead and post it on Instagram or Facebook. Photos, I just can't emphasize it enough, are so important to your business. You want them to land on your website or your Instagram page or whatever, and know immediately that they want to know, like, who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? And you want to give them that really great first impression. And consumers are significantly more likely to think favorably of ads that emphasize photography over ads that emphasize text. So again, it's so important to have great photos. Bringing me to my next point, say no to stock photos. And I know Katie talked about this a little bit in some of her intros. Apparently up in Canada, a lot of people are using stock photos on their websites. We see it a lot in the US too, obviously, but it's so true. I think stock photos, they look posed. Like, when you see a stock photo, you know it's a stock photo, which is then gonna reduce trust in your brand and your products. You definitely wanna be using images that represent you and represent your business and what you do.
I was introduced mostly in a swim instructor class that I was teaching, I think January or February last year, so a little bit over a year ago. And pretty much, when you give the kids a break from class, what are they doing? They're always going on TikTok. So it kind of made me think that our swim instructor candidates are on TikTok. That's where the next group of lifeguards and swim instructors are going to be looking at media these days, right? It's one of the most popular mediums that they're using. So I asked them to teach me. It was almost like kind of integrated into the course, right? So they were using their strategies to teach me how to use TikTok and how to make videos. And then, of course, when COVID happened and we're all stuck inside, I think that's kind of when TikTok really blew up with other demographics other than just teenagers. So TikTok, what their kind of main thing is that it is extremely specific to your life. So when you first go on TikTok, you'll probably start to get just like the most popular videos. I would say most people spend their time on the For You page. So that is where those are the videos that TikTok thinks that you want to see. And they're very good at knowing what you want to see. So your For You page will look very different from potentially from someone else's For You page. So these are some examples of things that show up on my For You page. So they have a very sophisticated algorithm. They know like, what are your hobbies? Like kind of just from, I mean, they're probably stealing a little bit of data from your phone if I'm being honest, but just kind of from your behavior, right? Did I like this video about swimming? So now they know like, I want to see other swimming videos. Or there was a video about race cars and I watched 2 seconds of it and I swiped. They're keeping track of all that, behind the scenes. Like it's not a person, right? They're a very advanced algorithm. And then they feed you more content that they know that you will like based on your preferences. So super, super specific to the like things that you're interested in. That's where they really kind of have that edge. TikTok is excellent if you're trying to target younger people. So I was saying pretty much everyone is on TikTok right now. But I think about like 60% of the people on TikTok are between the ages of 10 and 29. So that's a pretty big chunk for such a small age range, right? So I know, for example, a lot of aquatic organizations right now are wanting to target maybe like stay-at-home moms or older people to become lifeguards because they're looking for people who can lifeguard during the day or people who can lifeguard early in the morning. If that is what you're trying to do, then somewhere like Facebook would be a more appropriate place to like target that audience. If you're looking to target, our next up and coming swim instructors and lifeguards, then TikTok is where you're going to find people of that age range, right? Like if you're trying to get them and you're advertising or posting on Facebook, you're really getting their parents, right? Because most teenagers these days are actually not super active on Facebook anymore. So some ways that you can build your following on TikTok, you want to pick a niche. I think that we all have our niche, right? And only post content that's related to that niche. Don't make just one account for your organization and post videos for everything. Like make an aquatic specific account, and then you're going to get people who are interested in aquatics and people from your community and people from different communities. If it's just your organization, you're probably only going to find people who are interested, like people in your community who want to go to your organization. So there's definitely pros and cons. I guess that might be a good thing if that's what you're looking to do. But if you're trying to grow like a larger audience, I would recommend going with like just aquatics content. So like lifeguard content, swim instructor content, stuff like that. So we talked about knowing your audience, knowing what kind of content they want, posting things that they will enjoy and things that they'll find value in, right? So tips for teaching swimming lessons. I post mostly like, I find just like highly relatable, like comedy content, I think. Like, I don't know, I think I'm pretty funny. I would call it comedy content.